getting back in the race for governor. He defeated Democratic Socialist Francesca Hong.
Establishment Democrats are likely breathing a sigh of relief this morning. This was the outcome they had hoped for, but perhaps not what many of them had expected. David Crowley beat Francesca Hong by less than a percentage point, not the margin that polls had indicated. But Hong had baggage from previous social media posts and lacked the endorsements of prominent progressives like Senator Bernie Sanders and AOC. Crowley's campaign is now out with a new statement this morning saying his next goal is to try and build a broad coalition.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Crowley faces Republican Tom Tiffany in November. Democrats in Minnesota went progressive, picking Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan as their nominee for Senate, defeating Congresswoman Angie Craig by 20 points. Flanagan's Republican challenger in that Senate race, former TV sportscaster Michelle Tafoya. In South Carolina, Republican Senator Darlene Graham, appointed to replace her late brother Lindsey, advanced to a runoff as she runs to stay in the Senate.
I want to thank President Trump, his steadfast support, and his complete and total endorsement.
Graham will face Congressman Ralph Norman in the runoff in 2 weeks. The winner replaces late Senator Lindsey Graham as the GOP nominee, taking on Democrat Annie Andrews in November. In Connecticut, Democratic Congressman John Larson became the 10th House lawmaker to lose a primary this year, beaten by Luke Bronin. We're learning more about President Trump's stealthy exit from the NATO summit last month, secretly switching planes because of an Iranian threat, he told reporters last night.
Well, it's only up to Secret Service. I just follow what they'd like to do.
And according to various reports overnight, the threat to Air Force One was from a shoulder-fire missile that he found out about from Israel.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. America's listening to Fox News.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
Well, back to President Trump. He also keeps insisting that the U.S. controls Strait of Hormuz shipping, not Iran, as talks remain at a standstill.
Right now, we're in a very good position. We have a country that has been the bully of the Middle East for 50 years, and they're no longer the bully of the Middle East.
But Iran-backed rebels keep causing trouble in a nearby waterway, also key for shipping.
Houthi forces based in Yemen fired missiles at a vessel in the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. That's the narrow opening between Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. Yemen's Coast Guard says the dead included 4 crew members and 2 members of government-allied forces. Houthis have recently escalated attacks on Yemeni government forces and Saudi oil facilities. Meanwhile, the U.S. says a military helicopter fired on a ship in the Gulf of Oman that tried to evade the blockade on Iranian ports. Central Command reports the Panama-flagged vessel ignored warnings to stop. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
Now to controversy over a much smaller body of water. The Washington, D.C. reflecting pool, which President Trump had upgraded with a new blue sealant that didn't last very long.
White House officials have reached out to the Justice Department asking about a misdemeanor charge for David Hearn. Hearn, a former Olympic canoe racer, was previously charged with a felony accused of ripping the sealant of the newly renovated reflecting pool. But U.S. Attorney for D.C. Jeanine Pirro dropped the case, writing in a court filing. Evidence suggests the damage was done by a rushed job by contractors and not vandals. President Trump is fumed over Pirro's decision, saying the prosecutor is wrong and folded like an umbrella. The Wall Street Journal first reported the consideration of a misdemeanor charge. An official tells Fox no decision has been made. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
We'll get an inflation update later this hour on consumer prices for July. Stock futures are rising before the report. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois strengthening legal protections and support systems for children. Governor signed a law. 3 bills now aim to improve child abuse investigations, better prepare youth transitioning out of foster care, and add grooming to the definition of sexual misconduct. Crime Stoppers asking for help after electronics damaged in a building near the University of Illinois campus. Police say the incident involved property damage to equipment inside a university-affiliated facility. No suspect description has been released. University of Illinois police report 3 recent e-scooter thefts on campus. They say the scooters taken from different locations, often when left unlocked or unattended. UIPD urging students to use sturdy locks, park scooters in well-lit areas, and register their devices. The department says patrols will increase in high traffic zones as the semester begins. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hey, good morning. August 12th. It is Wednesday, ESPN 93.5. My name is Stevie J, and that's Diane Ducey.
Morning.
And wow, Duratio Soye, whatever the heck that thing was.
Well, what was that?
Yeah, that was not officially, but who cares? We're splitting hairs, right?
Man, I'm telling you,
it did.
Go ahead. You talk.
I was just going to say it does. This stuff has been taking on that right turn angling and look once it gets towards the Ohio River, and then it propagates. The stuff from yesterday is all over, still going on in the southeastern states. It's still going on in eastern Indiana and into Kentucky as well. But that right turning effect is there, not quite officially defined as it, but again, we're splitting hairs. I'm going to do essentially the same thing that the stuff has been doing the past 24 hours.
Talk about you bubbling up. I was with Eric Meyer at Pia's, with Eric Meyer from Pia's, and he's a real knowledgeable weather guy, and he had all kinds
of ham radio club with my husband Mike Anderson.
So he was tracking the whole thing, and he said, "You better get home." And I only lived a mile away, and I said, "I need soy sauce." So I wanted to go to the store real fast. And then all the bells and whistles and alarms came on my radio, and I said, "You turn. I'm not going to eat
skip the soy sauce."
Yeah. So I got home barely, and then it just came down.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
0.7 from my farmer friends. 0.7 is what they got here.
Okay. Well, and that's good because some of the numbers are going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sure there's 6 to 8 that have come down in some parts of central and eastern Indiana, and I just wonder how cornfield, and I already know the answer to this, reacts with 97 mile per hour winds out there at Fermi at the site out there, Fermi Labs in Batavia, Illinois, generally between about 85 and 91 miles per hour out of Will and Kankakee counties. And that stuff, again, you can probably see the social media accounts, whether it was twister activity or general straight winds knocking trucks and people off the interstate system. I saw one in particular down, I think it was around I-71 around Columbus, Ohio, for example. So you name it, it came down, and we're already off to the races with the same stuff trying to get going out of eastern Iowa, and already the severe thunderstorm watches up and around here till 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Okay, so we'll keep our eye on it. We're in Brother Johnny's building here in Philo, but it was my brother Greg who kept us on the air yesterday. He figured out how to fix a generator from 20 years ago. It took him 2 or 3 weeks of tinkering and finding different parts, and the thing worked yesterday. We were on the air the whole time. So
excellent.
And shout out to Curtis Allen from the afternoon drive.
Yeah,
he did an outstanding job just doing what we used to do, nonstop. What's happening now?
Yes.
And it was fantastic.
Hey, if you need some help, I'm around here. Trust me, I'm tracking it for everybody else. So.
And you got time for our little phone call, maybe, huh? You just jump on.
If that's going on, then track me down, and because I'm usually mobilely equipped, or I was hunkered down to the weather office here yesterday till whatever time in the evening.
To get you the quickest, is it the messenger or is it phone?
Usually a phone call, because I don't sometimes see the text or hear the text. I'm doing other things. So just give me a shout, because I know the phone lights up and is ringing, and we'll figure it out from there.
Thank you, thousands of people, for joining our meeting here we just had in office.
And I don't know if you want to change the view on the camera, but I can put up some of the damage in my hometown of Tolono, especially on that north side. We had trees down, some big trees. I guess you can't really.
You can kind of see the trees.
And then especially the fencing on your way out to the high school.
That's in Tolono.
I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, that's okay. It's a nice, cute picture you just put up there. Anyway, there was damage around, depending on where you were, but Yeah, it was. Philo was out of power for a bit, and some people I think did lose power. But yeah,
a lot of fencing as you're heading on Central Street around the curve to go out to Unity High School on Rocket Road, and I feel for those people. But I'm hoping insurance and stuff will take care of everything.
Depends on your deductible.
You're right.
There you go.
You're right.
Stuff, yeah. You lose a tree, you ain't getting that back. That's tough.
That's right.
Some trees are down. All right.
Yes, I've seen accounts of trees falling through houses in the southern suburbs of Chicago, in Cook County and northern Will County. Yesterday.
Nasty up there for a bit. I saw the red up there.
The worst of it, the most bowing out, and when you see that bow out look to it, you're bringing upper level wind energy down to the surface, down to the ground, and that's where we were getting confirmed reports and some estimated reports of generally 85 to 90 mile per hour winds. Mind you, our hurricane starts at 74 miles per hour in tropical forecasting.
I didn't realize that.
All right, it's our meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you this morning by Kurt Lenschow. He's over at State Farm Insurance, has a terrific office. If you need insurance, whether it's home, auto, life, check in with Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Kurt and State Farm are there. All right, meteorologist Greg Solier with the same kind of bubble up potential today, huh?
Yeah, and it's doing just that in eastern Iowa with a little curl and swirl showing up there, and already some severe weather reports generally in the 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch in the way of hail. That was around the Boone, Iowa site there at Farm Progress Land later on in the beginning part of September, by the way, to put things into perspective. And here's some 60-mile-an-hour winds coming out of, looks to be a little south of about Ames, Iowa right now. And all that, again, tracking to the east and southeast. It will expand along this boundary with slightly cooler, drier air and converging winds in from the north and northeast to the north of us. And of course, we're on the eastern side of the hot ridge, so we get these ridge riding, ring of fire, right turning, and they ultimately take on a derecho look as they get to the east and southeast of us type of outbreak here for the day-to-day. We're only in a slight risk, only, so to speak, 2 out of 5 on the scale. And surprisingly, and this is sometimes the most aggravating aspect of being in the private side of the forecasting business, we saw this, it was going to come back in the afternoon the way it did, but there were no weather watches or warnings in effect until the actual event got going. And here, we've got to kind of keep an eye out that sometimes they pull these watches down prematurely on the government side of the forecasting ledger. In any event, the watches in effect here, Piatt, Champaign, Vermilion counties, up through northwest Indiana, up towards Chicago and west towards Iowa until 1 o'clock this afternoon. 74 muggy degrees over at Willett and Savoy, heading towards a high today of 86, and probably a late morning and afternoon outbreak or two of showers, thunderstorms, locally heavy and severe. Down tonight to the low of 70, with again evening showers and thunderstorms scattered. They'll be heavy and severe this evening. Tomorrow, a little quieter day, but increasing rainfall prospects tomorrow afternoon, and some of those rains late tomorrow and tomorrow night could turn heavy, up to 83 tomorrow, 70 tomorrow night, and just a lingering chance for shower, thunderstorm early and late in the day on Friday. Lesser chances over the course of the weekend, but the heat and humidity are back in. 84 Friday, getting close to 90 Saturday and Sunday. Late in the day Sunday, a couple of thunderstorms, and then cooler, drier air, and things will settle down weather-wise early next week with Monday to Wednesday highs into the lower 80s. For Steve Day Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solke.
All right, great job, buddy. Appreciate it. Oh, yeah, the disco ball.
Love it.
Scooting around the ceiling.
And this stuff still works whenever I DJ dances and things like that. I feel like people have some disco moves.
I mean, Staying Alive was 77, 78, 79. It was so hot. I don't know exactly. The Bee Gees are so big.
Fun.
So big.
Mm-hmm.
All right, again, good morning. 7:14. We'll be on the alert for the same kind of weather potential here this afternoon. Again, it happens pretty quickly when it formulates, man. You can go to weather.gov. Weather.gov has a ton of information.
Mm-hmm.
And a little up in the right-hand quarters, a little box you can click, and, man, it gives you all the stuff. And it really was showing, man, that thing's getting nasty. So keep our eyes out. It can... and storms are really no fun for us because I got towers that are 380 feet in the air. It's no fun.
Yes.
It's just like, it's no fun.
To me, a little crazy on our industry. I mean, we used to break through right away, and whatever radio DJ was on the air live at the time, you're reading all these official notices, and so many in our industry are automated.
Yeah, no, you get stuff on your phone now. Remember the days I spent 2 hours reading closings for snow?
I know.
You don't need me anymore.
I know.
Because now you get phone calls from the high schools are calling your phone. All right, here we go. 7:15.
Well, a good day for the Cardinals and the Cubs. Let's get your Redbird recap first.
The Redbird recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
Last night at Busch Stadium, Ricky Horton asked for something to put the Cardinals in front.
Love to see one of those Mason Wynn hits to right field against this hard-throwing right-hander. The pitch is lined into right field. It's a base hit. That's going to score Walker from third, and the Cardinals take the lead 1-0 as Mason Wynn comes through in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And after that, Everson Pereira hit a home run in the 8th inning, and with some great pitching by Ryan Stanek, the Cardinals got out of trouble in the 8th, went on to win 2-0.
Riley O'Brien picked up the save. So many heroes on the Cardinals side, but Pereira really the hero, the homer, and a really nice play in center field to rob a homer.
Riley O'Brien, 30 saves.
He's done a great job at the back end of the bullpen, but really Ryan Stanek was the hero from the bullpen's point of view yesterday.
2-0 Cardinals last night, and it's going to be Zach Wheeler against Kyle Leahy. We're on the air today at 12:20 from Busch Stadium.
Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair is offering 50% off labor on qualifying projects. If you're seeing cracks, leaks, or sinking concrete around your home, don't wait. Let the Helitech experts identify the problem and provide proven solutions to protect your home and your investment. Call Helitech or visit helitechonline.com to schedule your free inspection today.
Heal your home with Helitech.
Cubs win, and Cubs play the long ball there.
Michaelis rocks back and deals. Suzuki swings, and it's a high fly ball, deep right center field. Back Young at the wall. You called it, Coom. It's gone. Seiya Suzuki leaves the yard, his 20th home run of the year. The payoff pitch. Crow Armstrong drills one deep in the air to right. This is long gone. It bangs off the facade of the upper deck. Wow. The pitch. He swings, hits one in the air, deep left, racing back Pinckney. He looks up. It's gone. Line drive, home run to left for Alex Bregman. Sets bell tie. Ortiz goes, the pitch, a ground ball hit on the right side, fielded by Horner, the flip to first, there it is, Cubs win again.
There you
Nice. 8-6 was the final over Washington. 5:10 for the pregame and 5:45 first pitch over on US 105.9. Cincinnati over the Chicago White Sox in 10 innings. That final was 5-4.
Yeah, it matters. The White Sox are in first, but they had a 4-0 lead, and the Reds came back.
That's right. Well, Bears safety Kobe Bryant, they went on and talked about that left knee injury, hyperextended, a small fracture. You know, he has that $40 million deal. Well, he's going to be out 4 to 6 months.
Ooh, that's too bad.
Bears fans hearing that yesterday.
It'll affect their defensive backfield for
Indiana
sure.
Fever winning over the New York Liberty 106-92. Caitlin Clark with 22 points. All abuzz about Coach Stephanie White's 2.5-minute impassioned statement.
Kind of defending herself for defending Carrington, who did the clothesline on
Saturday night.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was, it's just, it's reality television is what it is.
Flagrant
It's
fouls.
reality TV.
Unbelievable.
Weather this morning brought to you by Busey. For over 158 years, Busey member FDIC. Keeping our eyes on the sky again in this turbulent type of formation. Here's Greg.
Well, we get everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana vicinity. Hopefully one and all made it through A-OK in your general proximity in or out and away from Champaign and Champaign County. Late day activity here with reports of funnel cloud activity, and certainly much sooner and stronger than that in areas to the north yesterday. Winds up to 97 miles per hour in areas of north and northeastern Illinois from those storms, which are ongoing through eastern Indiana, and already a severe thunderstorm watch up and hoisted. Champaign, Vermilion counties, Pine counties, and points on northward up to about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Probably going to get realigned as well as the day wears on. That stuff coming at us out of eastern Iowa. Partly sunny, warm, humid, showers and thunderstorms scattered later this morning, more so this afternoon. Locally heavy and severe weather expected this afternoon and evening time. Up to 86 today, down to about 70 tonight. More shower and thunderstorm activity back in after midnight tonight. Tomorrow, humid, showers, thunderstorms in the morning, more so for the afternoon, up to 83. They'll be with us here in scattered coverage for the day on Friday. Highs up to around 84. For Stevie Day Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
At Busey Wealth Management, we're proud to partner with individuals, families, and foundations, ensuring possibilities become achievements. From preserving and enhancing your assets to securing your legacy for future generations, we're focused on your success. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini, member FDIC.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The July Consumer Price Index will be released before the opening bell. Headline CPI growth is expected to have accelerated slightly in July, rising 0.1% after a steeper than expected drop of 0.4% previously. Year over year, price growth is expected to cool. Futures pointing to a higher opening on the street this morning following losses of more than 100 points for the Dow and NASDAQ yesterday. Oil prices reversing course, now up slightly. That comes following a report that Iran claims there are no ceasefire discussions happening with the Trump administration. And we'll get earnings after the closing bell today from networking equipment giant and Dow member Cisco Systems, as well as ticket marketplace StubHub and commercial spaceflight company Virgin Galactic. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Frank Lanza, invested in you.
You're probably listening to this in your car, so let me ask you, would you drive without insurance? Of course not. So why is your retirement portfolio unprotected? Gold is portfolio insurance. It helps de-risk your savings when markets get unpredictable. Noble Gold Investments has helped thousands of Americans do exactly that, with no high-pressure sales and thousands of 5-star reviews. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult with your tax or financial professional before making any investment decisions.
Champaign Park District and Nicodemus Agency are proud to announce the Iliac taking place in Hessel Park and downtown Champaign. Saturday, August 22nd. The third annual installment expands in 2026, kicking off in historic Hessel Park with a full day of free activities, in addition to incorporating downtown Champaign stages throughout the evening performances in the Neal Street Festival Plaza, Watson's Shack and Rail, The Space, and Cowboy Monkey. Visit theiliac.com.
Sarah Champagne managing partner Ben Quattrone.
We're always looking for people. You can go online and apply on our website. We never know what we're going to need. We're always expanding. We're always building more and growing our business. If we don't need a person and they come along and we find out that they're an eagle, they're a star, we'll hire them. We'll put them somewhere and wait for the spot we're going to have them working.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
Looking for a warm, welcoming place to relax in Tuscola? Stop by Hometown Grounds, where great coffee and great company come together. They're proudly serving Mad Goat coffee, so you can enjoy a rich, delicious cup while catching up with friends. And if you've got kids, no problem. There's a special play area where they can have fun and you sit back and relax. Hometown Grounds is a gathering place for the whole community and perfect for meetings. Come see what everyone's talking about in Tuscola. Visit hometowngroundscoffee.com and plan your visit today.
All right, 7:23. I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
It is August 12, if you're keeping track, 2026. Brother Johnny coming up bottom of the hour from Colorado. And yes, Ed Martin is on today.
Oh, great.
Pardon attorney for Donald J. Trump. Ed Martin is busy for the next 2.5 years. But he's on today.
Yes.
So stand by for all that. Text in your questions if you've got one for the pardon attorney for this administration. 217-359-2255. Have I asked him about Anthony Fauci and what it covers? I don't think so. I don't think he's been on for a month. I mean, when you get a pardon, the pardon for Fauci is from 2014 to January 20th of 2025. So everything?
Right.
Dang.
I know.
That's
We are getting some text in with some damage and things like that. Jim in Tolono, who lives in my neighborhood, was saying Locust Street is still out of power and showing a picture of a down power line in that area. And Megan texting in saying a coworker lives in White Heath is still without power from yesterday. So if you have reports on that or
let us
like
know
Jim
what you
did,
got.
pictures, thanks for chiming in. 359-2255.
Very easy to text a picture these days.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I can put that on the radio very easily, but we are on YouTube television.
Yes.
And are we on
Stevie Jay show, not just the letter, because that's a rapper out of Atlanta and a little bit different.
And are we
Stevie J-A-Y show.
X? We're also on X.
Yes, and that is Stevie J-A-Y FM. I'm at Diane_Ducey. If we want to start to share things and promote each other and all of that. I love it.
What about Facebook? Are we on Facebook? I tried to re-sign.
I don't know that.
I don't either.
But I know when we had Phoenix Molina in at the beginning of the week, lots of people were coming up and sharing pictures in Rocket Nation, and so proud of her title in a national capacity with her women's freestyle wrestling title that she got last month in Fargo, North Dakota. And they were sharing that interview and things like that, and pictures of her street dedication to the Molina family, really, because Juan, her father, a legacy wrestler at Unity, and then Phoenix is a success, and Brielle is coming right along. So exciting times on Monday for us. I was so glad it happened on Monday and not yesterday, because we would have been in the thick of things. And Eastside Park really got hit with lots of trees down in that old junior high area in Tolono.
But we have the same kind of potential today, so we got our ready buttons ready to go. And the bells and whistles running everywhere. The alarms in Champaign-Urbana, I mean, they were all going off.
Yep.
All you know is to take shelter at that point when you start seeing warning.
Yes.
The tornado watch means conditions are favorable. Warning means there's been one sighted.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a Illini alert headed toward campus, one of the tornadoes.
Yes.
Okay, so off we go here for the rest of the day. We'll be back with Ed Martin, Brother Johnny. I do have a Stever today if you want to text in. If you're interested, we have people interested in this already, but you can get your name here, and I'm going to give out 2 $500 bills to Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Oh, great.
So if you need a dishwasher, washer, dryer, you're never going to find $500 off because no other radio personality in the world is doing this.
Mm-hmm.
500. Not 100.
Yes.
500, not 10%. This is a $500 bill. So if you need something, and chances are about a dozen of you just said, oh, man, we've been trying to get that garage refrigerator because it leaks.
That's right.
217-359-2255. Text in Dick Van Dyke or DVD, and you'll have a chance to win from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World on the Stever program where I give you money to spend at a good business. And then you'll have to get this started at least within the next 7 days. Dick Van Dyke on Neal and Champaign before you get to the overpass as you're driving north.
1510 North Neal. And if you want to poke around online, it's appliance-world.com and pick out what you're wanting to shop for in the next 7 days. And boom, let's do this with $500.
$500 for two of you. 217-359-2255 to express your interest. Doesn't mean you'll win, but to express your interest, just text in DVD. And you'll be considered, and good luck to you. You'll be contacted later today if you're one of the winners.
Mm-hmm.
All right, lots to talk about. Stand by. We'll reach both of our big-time guests. Brother Johnny was in a conference with Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. Wow. I've met the mayor of Urbana recently.
That's great.
I'm kind of a shaker, baker, dream maker.
Today
I know Mary Miller a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's meeting with the Speaker of the House. That's third in line for the president. That's Secret Service stuff, man.
You mentioned Deshaun Williams, though, City of Urbana mayor, and I think they're having a State of the City address at 11 o'clock today. So he's moving and shaking.
Uh-huh. I also know the mayor of Champaign. So
yes, Frank Finan, of course.
Yeah, I'm shaking it up myself. We'll be right back, 728. Brother Johnny, Ed Martin next. Everyone knows that when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. But did you also know that if you don't have a key and you need it to run, call 367-9481. PDR now performs key cutting with programming. PDR also performs module cloning. Cloning makes that module plug and play, in many cases allowing you to utilize a used module where a new module is no longer available or very expensive. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Your next adventure starts right here. And now you have even more ways to get there. Fly Champaign-Urbana and skip the long drive to bigger airports. With American Airlines and soon nonstop flights from United, you can connect through Chicago O'Hare and Dallas to coastlines, cruises, and global escapes. With connections to hundreds of destinations, from here, the world is within reach. Book now. Fly Champaign-Urbana Willard Airport. Because the best trips start closer to home.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Provident Financial Group is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Service Advisors, Inc.
Life is short, so why not put dessert first? At Dessert First, every day starts sweet with a delicious morning menu featuring fresh muffins, gooey cinnamon rolls, and homemade pastries. And in the afternoon, it only gets better with cookies, brownies, and rotating treats that change weekly. Got a special occasion coming up? Dessert First has you covered with custom orders including cupcakes, pies, cakes, and cookies made just the way you want them. Treat yourself today because you deserve it. Find Dessert First on Facebook for store hours and more details.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. New information about why President Trump switched from Air Force One to a military plane for his flight home from last month's NATO summit in Turkey.
According to various reports overnight, the threat to Air Force One was from a shoulder-fire missile that he found out about from Israel.
Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House. In South Carolina, a field of 10, now just 2, interim South Carolina Senator Darlene Graham.
I want to thank President Trump, his steadfast support, and his complete and total endorsement.
She'll face Congressman Ralph Norman in the August 25th runoff for her late brother's Senate seat. Far-left Democratic Socialist Francesca Hong losing to establishment Democrat David Crowley by less than a percentage point in the Wisconsin primary for governor. America's listening to Fox News.
Looking for something truly unique? Discover Sweet Petunia at the Tuscola Mall, where vintage charm meets modern style. With over 100 vendors and consigners across 16,000 square feet, you'll find antiques, collectibles, home decor, and one-of-a-kind furniture you won't see anywhere else. It's bright, clean, organized, and surprisingly affordable. From timeless treasures to seasonal finds, there's always something new waiting for you. Come explore Sweet Petunia in the Tuscola Mall. Your next favorite piece is already here.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
Hey folks, Jeremy here at Land's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling with your monthly reminder, it's time to change your furnace filter. A clean filter keeps your system running efficiently and helps your home stay comfortable. And if you notice any issues with your heating or cooling system, call the pros at Land's. We service all makes and models, and Land's will keep your home comfortable all year long. Visit us at landsinc.com or call 217-355-5512. And don't forget, it's hard to stop a train.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois strengthening legal protections and support systems for children. Governor signed a law. 3 bills now aim to improve child abuse investigations, better prepare youth transitioning out of foster care, and add grooming to the definition of sexual misconduct. Crime Stoppers asking for help after electronics damaged in a building near the University of Illinois campus. Police say the incident involved property damage to equipment inside a university-affiliated facility. No suspect description has been released. University of Illinois police report 3 recent e-scooter thefts on campus. They say the scooters taken from different locations, often when left unlocked or unattended. UIPD urging students to use sturdy locks, park scooters in well-lit areas, and register their devices. The department says patrols will increase in high traffic zones as the semester begins. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
When sewer or septic trouble hits, visit Berg Sewer and Septic. Family owned and proudly serving Central Illinois, Berg specializes in sewer repair, septic service, water line repairs, sump pumps, and drainage solutions. They don't upsell, they solve the problem right the first time. From backups to breakdowns, count on Central Illinois' most trusted septic service. Berg Sewer and Septic. Dependable, honest, local. Get a second opinion you can trust. Visit bergtanksinc.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. For Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity already. Severe thunderstorm watch have been hoisted Piatt County here through Champaign and Vermilion counties and points on northward. Storms coming at us via eastern and southeastern Iowa already. Partly sunny, scattered showers and thunderstorms as the morning wears on, more so into the afternoon. Again, heavy and severe weather is expected. Highs up around 86 at a south-southwesterly wind, gusty around the storms. Warm, humid night, scattered showers, thunderstorms this evening. Back in after midnight, maybe again some heavy weather this evening with a low down to 69 to 70. Humid tomorrow with showers, thunderstorms in the morning, more so by afternoon, the high around 83. Scattered activity for tomorrow night, low near 70. And a humid day Friday, again, maybe a shower, thunderstorm in spots, highs up to around 84. 88 on Saturday, heading towards highs of around 90 on Sunday. Again, scattered showers and thunderstorms at times. Cooler, drier settling in for the first half of next week, lowering humidity. High temperatures into the lower 80s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. We'll keep you posted right here. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
7:35. Cue the band. Ladies and gentlemen, that means we have both parties on the phone this morning from an undisclosed location because of security. Brother Johnny. Johnny, you there?
We're here, Steve, in the undisclosed location, somewhere out west. I'll clue you. Somewhere out west.
Ed Martin, who's pardon attorney for Donald J. Trump, among other things, extraordinary patriot. Ed, Johnny is with the House Speaker, Mike Johnson. What the heck? I know the mayors of our towns, maybe. What the heck? Ed, how are you?
I'm good. Stevie J, somebody's got to be a man of the people like you, out there, while Johnny and I are gallivanting around, so we appreciate that, and your great listeners being out there amongst the working class. The working men of America, are there, and then there's Johnny and I. So what can you do?
Johnny, tell me about this conference you're at with the Speaker of the House. What's happening?
Well, it was a retreat. They had a lot of his big supporters. Ed, I felt a little bit on, kind of on the outside because these guys are pretty big shots. In fact, we had Gwen, I think her name's, she's the president and CEO of SpaceX.
Wow.
Very nice lady, pretty smart, and she was telling about her plan. We had Glenn Youngkin out here,
no kidding.
Your former governor, Ed. Great guy, by the way. And he was, just talking about the election, and he'll probably try to run for president because I don't know what else he can do. But talking about the election, talking about AI, and really just, I think, encouraging some of his big supporters, Mike Johnson, a good man of God, Ed, and really has a lot of faith that helps him get through all of this because it's just nonstop with what he's doing. And he considered this a break because he could relax and tell some pretty good stories. And I think that the Republicans really do have a chance to hang on. It's a real shot, and admittedly, the progressives and the socialists are helping us. That's kind of the combination of a pretty good strategy and more money than normal, Ed, for the Republicans. Not so with the Democrats, although they will get the money. Someone will.
But nothing, Johnny and Ed, nothing's really changed on the voting, right? So why shouldn't we still be concerned about how they do that?
Yeah, they're still going to have most of the in-place voting systems, but where we're possibly going to flip a few areas, it isn't like California and New York. But they're also going to add that he's putting in a bill with it's a reconciliation bill where he's got help for the farmers, help for the troops, and the SAVE Act. So he's going to see if the Republicans hold out on that by not giving the troops and the farmers money. And maybe, but Ed, what's your take on it these days?
Yeah. No, first of all, I was really impressed the other day. I saw Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, on an event, on an interview, and you knew him. I knew him when he was a member of Congress. He was always smart. He was always a serious guy. He kind of from the very beginning, he had a lot of talent and a lot of brains. He's really settled into being a speaker. He didn't take the bait. They were trying to get him to answer a question in a way. He seems, he's got a kind of peacefulness about his style. I don't know what he's like behind closed doors, but he just comes across as like a serious guy, and he's doing the best he can. And here's the thing. You're exactly right. The House has passed lots of good stuff. The Senate is the place where it all goes to die. But because because the Republicans have spent the better part of 2 or 3 years passing at the state level maps that are more like what the Democrats do. You know, in Massachusetts, there are 35 or 40% of all the voters are Republican. They have 0 members of the U.S. House of Representatives Republican. Because why? Because the Democrats for decades have redistricted and drawn the maps so that they don't care what 35% Republicans in Massachusetts mean. They just ice them all out. Well, Republicans did turnabout as fair play, and they went back and redid the maps in Louisiana and other places. And so it's a lot closer. And then the great news is the Democrats are lunatics now. So, you know, if you want to embrace people that want to give away like a free grocery store in New York City is what the Democrat mayor is doing. A free, now I know there's an affordability problem, but I also know that free grocery stores, they had that in the Soviet Union, and the bread lines came really quickly on the free grocery stores. So most people are like, these Democrats are lunatics, and that makes it easier, right? You're running against crazy people. And so there are 23 or 24 seats that are really in play. And in those 23 or 24, as you point out, the Republicans have lots of money and good candidates generally, and so they're competitive. And it's going to come down to good old-fashioned get out the vote. Stevie J, to your point, last night we watched in Wisconsin as the Democrats stole from each other, which is fun to see. The Democrat establishment candidate that the establishment wanted was trailing by 15 points, and then in the night, he got a big surge, and he was able to win by 3,000 votes against the progressive. But as I've said, guys, for 5 years on the show, it's a civil war in the Democrat Party, and now the progressives and the Bernie Sanders lunatics are saying you stole from us. So we should worry about election security, but when you're only talking about 23 House districts, 4 or 5 states, you can focus to beat the fraud better in a case-by-case fight. The problem is if we don't fix the system, you can't run nationwide for president and expect to swing all the states like Trump did because they'll cheat better next time. So that we haven't solved the problem, but in the coming sort of skirmish of the midterms, we've got a chance, but it's still going to be a fight.
Okay. And the division in the Democrats, Steve, is the key because Ed's talking about getting out the vote, and I think the threat of communism is going to get out a lot more Republican and independent votes.
Yeah.
So it's not like, they're doing such a great job. It's like, holy cow, we got to stop these people. And another good thing, Stevie, the Newsom redistricted 5 more Democrat districts in California, but Ed, 3 of them are Democratic seats now. So those redistricts won't flip. It just makes it a little easier to keep their Democrat in. That's not a flip. And the Republicans did some redistricting that are going to flip seats.
Ed and Johnny, it's Ed Martin, Brother Johnny, on ESPN 93.5 at 7:43. Am I underestimating, Ed, the American people? Because a whole lot of what I'm thinking is I don't think people understand the power of socialism and communism and how failed it's been in history. Do you think they're aware of what it means, or am I underestimating American people?
Well, I mean, look, elections are funny business, right? I mean, America's a funny system. It doesn't seem to work as well as it could. It's only the best system in the history of humankind, right? So it's like everything else is worse. But one of the problems and the tensions of elections is you get, the fake news does work. The fake polls do work. So you get people and they're told over and over again it's affordability is the issue. And that's true. Like, I go crazy. I tell you guys all the time. I love bacon, and my bacon is still 20% more expensive than it was, 5 or 6 years ago. And I want it to go down. I want them to give me free bacon, to be honest, but it's not getting there yet. But the American people, they've been told over and over by the fake polls and everything that this and that and the other thing, and yet they know the direction of the country. Read the Wall Street Journal, and you'll see. You have to know sort of how to read it. And Wall Street Journal, a long article about how Americans of every age are traveling to Europe in huge numbers. Why? Because we have a great economy, even though we've got affordability issues. And we have a sense that we can go do these things, and we're going. And it's a long article about trillions of dollars being spent on travel that wasn't spent before. So, the basics of the economy are better than people realize. Trump is really good at running the economy. So even with a war, even with gas prices and the price of oil up, it's a drag. But when you go to the polls, the fake news, when you go to vote, the fake news and the fake polls do have an effect. And voters, what happens in this kind of election, and this is important for your listeners, if you care about what's going on, you have to vote. Because when you're out of power, like the left is, it's easier to get your people energized. They feel like the crazies are out there ready to run through fire to vote against Trump because they hate him. And that intensity is a factor in elections, because the intensity of a volunteer, of a voter, of a constituent will be contagious, and they'll go knock on their doors of their neighbors and all that. Our side, meaning more conservatives, people who love America, tend to be Republican, need to go and get out the vote. And what you're going to see down the stretch, Mike Johnson and others are going to be saying, hey, go back to the old faithful. If you're pro-life, you got to remember why you got to vote. We cannot have 80% of pro-lifers vote this election. We need 90%. That last 10% is the difference in close elections. Everybody who cares about the Second Amendment, they want, the Democrats want to seize your guns. They admit it. They want to limit your gun. They want gun registries. You better get out and vote, because we can't have 75% of gun owners and Second Amendment supporters voting. We have to have 87%. So it's a turnout problem, and that's a turnout challenge in an off year. And that's where your confidence in the American people is always good. But, you know, American people are on our side. They just got to get out and vote, and they got to make sure they're not complacent.
Well, and the negative towards Trump didn't work in the last election, because you start with open borders and attacking women's sports. And now, instead of saying, oh, man, no, we do need to close the borders, we're hearing, oh, no, rewrite the Constitution, throw out the Supreme Court, the President, and the Senate. And it's like that intensity to not vote for Trump goes away, and it starts to become what hurts the most.
Yeah.
And these people are really energizing that extra 10%, Ed. But they're also switching some of these generational Democrats and more moderate independents, because it's just where they're going to go. And I think that's where the good candidates come in and say, well, here, you're gonna be able to live with what we're trying to do for America. Just take another look at this. And now they are, because what the Democrats are offering in many cases just isn't acceptable. It's not an option. And so I think that could be the difference.
Ed, let me ask you, because I've had this question for 3 weeks, you just haven't had a chance to ask you. When you give a pardon, like Anthony Fauci, and it's from 2014 to January 2025, can you really blanket everything in there to where nothing in that gate is allowed? In other words, he's got full pardon, you can't go get him, but after the January 2025, it's all fair game.
Yeah, well, first of all, a little history. The founders, and they talked about this, the founders, in fact, Federalist 74 was one where I look at a lot. They were talking about this, and they made the power to pardon plenary, completely plenary. There's no check on it. Some constitutions will have, you can pardon someone, and then the Congress gets to vote on it and say if they agree, and if they vote by 2/3, they don't agree, it doesn't count. America, we said that the president, almost like the kings of old, has complete power to pardon in any way. He could pardon the sentence, that's a commutation. He could pardon the whole crime, make it so they're not. Now, it's only federal, and it's only criminal. It's not civil. If you get, if there's a civil suit, that's not. So, yes, it's plenary. And yes, it's really hard to picture how you test it. The way you test it on Fauci, in my opinion, is you'd say, did Biden know what he was doing? Because there's a lot of evidence that the auto pen was doing it, and there wasn't. The president has that power, but it has to be done in a way that's consistent with his ability to do it. And there's not they have not produced what I would say is the most important documents on that topic. Like, okay, you can use an auto pen. It's like using a regular pen. It's a tool, but you got to have a paper trail that says how you're going to do it. You don't just get to say use the auto pen whenever you want. And there's so that's one thing. But look, as you mentioned, the reason why Fauci got away with, in a way, pleading the fifth is because, yes, he was covered on the pardon for his crimes when he was in the federal government during COVID, but he wasn't covered for state crimes. So the state of Georgia could charge him for the death of people in his state during COVID, because the pardon is only for federal crimes.
Okay.
And so that's why he actually was right to say, I'm not going to answer that because I'm scared that every state in the union is going to, especially that has a conservative attorney general, is going to come and try to indict me. So, but to your other point, he's in trouble because you're not allowed to take the fifth on regular questions. You know, if someone says, what color is the rug? And you say, I'm not going to answer in the fifth. That's not acceptable because there's no criminal liability to the answer.
Right.
And so that was contempt. That was contempt of Congress. And that is a crime. Now, it's a hard crime to prove. It's a hard crime to get the penalty. You know, should you go to jail for that? But you know what? They put guys like Bannon and Navarro in jail for contempt of Congress. They put them in jail. So, I mean, you know, what's good for the goose is good for the Fauci, and that's why he's in trouble. And look, here's the more devastating thing, guys. At the end of the day, when history's written and when God looks at these people and when they get to the judgment day, they're going to say things like, were you really texting and talking about whether first trimester pregnant women would lose the baby and the question of the COVID vaccine? And if there was any chance of that, the fact that that was not publicly known, that means there's hundreds of thousands of babies dead, perhaps, I don't want to be too quick to judge, because you were somehow God. You know, people, the fall is because Adam and Eve acted like God. And Fauci's fall is because he was too arrogant. He was too much the man who knew what God knew. And he took from us that. And I don't care if you say there could have been repercussions, blah, blah, blah. That's devastating. And I'm glad he's alive to see the public judgment of him. But if I was him, I'd be praying hard that the mercy of God is as big as we believe, because he has done some things that are really, really acts that are really diabolical.
Yeah, you know, though, Stevie, when you find a little bit more about Fauci, I think what he's going through now, I don't know if you could punish him any worse. He's fallen from his heroic
legacy
legacy to just scum of the earth in many people's minds. I think that is huge punishment. And Ed, you've said it before. Maybe we can't win a case against him, but we need to get all of this out. We need to show what.
That's right.
That's right. And that's a huge thing.
And this is my favorite thing, guys. The media goes nuts. Everyone goes nuts. This is what I call name and shame. I mean, I wish he was in jail tomorrow. I would like to see him taken to jail, although I don't really care about 87-year-old, 85-year-old men going to jail. But I mean, the world should know and does know now that whatever this guy thought he thought he was like a walking saint. His diary is him talking about how much everybody appreciates him and how this is really, I mean, it's a level of arrogance that makes Adam and Eve look like pikers.
Well,
these people were amateurs.
What does the Lord expect of you? To live justly, to love mercy, and walk humbly with your God, right? So the last question I have for you, I'm going to start with you, Ed. Last question. Would you rather, and you, Johnny, too, would you rather be charged and totally given the total command of fixing Iran and the situation, or the new commissioner of the WNBA?
Well, I got to tell you, I don't know what to think except that Indiana Fever coach. Did you watch her apology? Her apology, and at the end she says, "And you can all go to hell." And I thought, I mean, at the end, I actually almost wrote a post this morning when I saw it, and I was going to write, well, that woman will be fired now. I mean, she's obviously going to be fired, and her career's over. But I mean, I think actually there's a pretty good chance that that coach takes down the WNBA, because it's so lacking in seriousness now, and it's being exposed. It's unbelievable. So, but I got to tell you, the Iran thing, just to put a fine point on it, and I'm not excusing the president. The president's learned what all other presidents learned. These Iranians, I mean, they're crazy, they're tough, they're smart, and it's a hell of a problem. And you know, the one thing that I want to say is how we've held together the world economy as this has dragged on. I mean, I assumed we'd be in almost a depression by now, and by hook and crook, and by OPEC being forced by Trump to keep the oil on the market, and America pumping as fast as we can, we've kept the economy. But it is like an impossible puzzle. It's crazy to me, and I don't know how we get out of it.
Well, I think that basically what he's doing, which is hitting them periodically and keeping them at bay and getting some oil through while their economy gets worse and worse, is is the best for the Iranians for sure. Because if he goes in and just finishes all their infrastructure and energy, that's going to be a disaster for 75 million people. And I really think that's one reason he's holding. And he's also been concerned about the midterms, Ed.
Yep.
But this push with the Democratic Socialists of America has really mitigated the midterm risk due to Iran. And so that's another whole side of it. And so now he might feel like he has a little more margin to not just annihilate the country. So,
yeah.
As far as which job I'd want, Steve, I'd take the WNBA.
That's right.
You can just fire them all.
I don't know. Anyway, Ed and Johnny, great. Ed, thanks for making time. Johnny, you as well out there with the Speaker of the House in an undisclosed location. Ed Martin from the Virginia-Washington region. You've been pretty busy these days, Ed. We sure appreciate your service to America and this president.
Well, thank you, guys. Yeah. Go ahead,
we were commenting on how you went from Youngkin to, what is it, Stamberger? How could that happen from that one extreme to the other?
Goodness. Oh, my.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. And also, just to not let things go on too happy, Massachusetts, did you see the photo of the governor signing a
yes.
You can kill your baby until the 9th month bill.
Brutal.
And all these cackling Karens clapping and all. Satan is doing a jig somewhere or screw tape and all. But anyway, be that as it may, guys, as we know, the kingdom will come and he will conquer for all. So we got that for us. And so it's always great to be with you. And tell your folks, Stevie J, vote. Even in Illinois, they're going to steal 3 or 4 against you, but still, vote. We got to keep voting.
You got it, buddy. Thanks, Ed. Johnny, be safe. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Talk
all
to you
right.
soon.
God bless.
God bless. Thank you, Brother Johnny and Ed Martin. I guess I didn't get anybody to be commissioner of the WNBA. Maybe Steve Suderman at Good Vibes would go ahead and fix the league. Yeah, you're a sportsy guy. You could do that. Just take care of it.
Well, I like watching it.
Well, I tell you, isn't it a little reality TV though, mixed into the game? But
gosh.
There's just so much drama.
The Real Housewives of the basketball court.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just like, but I gotta say, if the Fever aren't playing, I got no interest. I mean,
no kidding.
Cunningham and Clark.
To watch.
Yep.
They can start a little business. Cunningham and Clark, or Clark and Cunningham, whatever you want to do.
There we go.
Steve Suderman at Good Vibes. He's been there a minute. What do you got? The RGB's getting some traction.
I was thinking about that free bacon he was talking about. Sign me up for that free bacon.
What?
Yeah, good stuff.
So yesterday's brief but rather windy little storm that came through here, thankfully didn't do a whole lot of damage. But my street, let's just say it got some pruning. There were sticks and branches all over people's yards on the road and that. And none of them were big. It was happily just kind of cleaning things up. And I thought about, I need to do some pruning here in the store. We have all this new stuff that's beginning to hit the dock, including the Sony RGBs. There are new Denon receivers. The Samsung RGBs are supposed to be landing by truck today. I got to put these new things somewhere, and there's a lot of one-of-a-kinds, leftover things that need to move out of here. TV stands, almost everything that we've got out there. I can't order new ones because they've changed the whole lineup. So some pruning is required.
Okay.
And nature does a nice job of that on the trees. I have to kind of shove it out the door. And the reason it gets like that, the excitement is about the new stuff. So those Sony RGBs that got here, I mean, people are just snapping those up.
Good.
That's just here. It's all over the country.
Yeah.
There are shortages. They've already said, look out, there's not going to be enough 55-inch TVs come the fall. So they want us to load up. That's never a good idea. But I wouldn't look for big discounts on these things anytime soon because they're very, very hot. To see one is to want one. I'm reminded of when OLEDs came out about a dozen years ago when they were just born, and the excitement was, oh my gosh, this is like the best looking thing everybody's ever done, and now they're writing a whole new chapter like that, dude. Not that OLEDs are any worse than they ever were. They're a great deal, but the excitement is on the RGBs.
Yep. All right. So what do people do?
They come see us at 2010 Round Barn, and make choices. We got a great selection of used stuff too, so there's some pruning there.
Nice. That's fun.
And you can see that on gvibes.com. Some of these things we can't put the new stuff or current models at super discounted prices, so we'll get in trouble.
Gotcha.
So,
All right. What's your phone number if they want to call you?
217-351-0909. I think that turns on in about a half an hour. So I'll be here.
Get out there, my friend. Steve Suderman, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure, my friend.
Thanks, Stevie.
It's WSJK Tuscola Champaign-Urbana. That's Steve Suderman at Good Vibes. It's 8 o'clock.
An up and down inflation report. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Literally, consumer prices inched up last month from June, but the annual rate of inflation for July dropped slightly.
Everything in line with estimates. So month over month, July CPI coming in up 0.1%, year over year, up 3.4%.
That's Fox Business Network Cheryl Casoni. Affordability, a big midterm election issue, especially for Democrats.
We are going to stop Donald Trump's billion-dollar-a-day illegal war in Iran and the crushing gas and fertilizer prices.
That's Minnesota Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, a progressive who easily won the Democratic primary for Senate in November. Flanagan will face Michelle Tafoya, a former TV sportscaster who won the Republican primary. In Wisconsin, a Democratic socialist lost. Francesca Hong had led in the polls, but was upset in the primary for governor by a more moderate Democrat, David Crowley, who had dropped out of the race briefly last month and then came back in and won by a few thousand votes.
Hong was bogged down by controversial social media posts and a lack of endorsements from prominent progressives. Wisconsin Dems are now calling on the party to put aside their differences and unite behind Crowley as he gets ready to face Republican Tom Tiffany for governor.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. In Connecticut, Democratic Congressman John Larson became the 10th House lawmaker to lose a primary this year. Luke Bronin beat Larson by 22 points after telling voters the stakes are too high to keep doing the same thing. In South Carolina,
This is a very emotional night.
Senator Darlene Graham finished first in the Republican primary to replace her late brother Lindsey as GOP nominee as she runs for her own term in office after being appointed to the Senate. Graham will face Republican Congressman Ralph Norman in a runoff in 2 weeks. Now, about 700,000 homes and businesses still without power the day after storms hammered parts of Illinois and Kentucky and Indiana, where 2 people were killed, one by a falling tree. Another died in Ohio in flooding. America's listening to Fox News.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
Another loss in court for President Trump in his push to regulate elections. A federal judge in Boston has blocked an executive order that would have restricted mail-in voting by ordering the Postal Service to only deliver ballots to voters deemed eligible. 2 years after all the protests on college campuses demonstrating against Israel's war in Gaza, Columbia University is being taken to court.
The lawsuit, filed in New York by 5 current and former Palestinian students and professors, says Columbia University failed to protect them from harassment and targeted them with, quote, unfair and biased disciplinary hearings following the October 7th, 2023 Hamas attack against Israel. Last year, Columbia suspended dozens of students for their role in shutting down its main library in a pro-Palestinian demonstration. The suit comes a little more than a year after the school agreed to pay a $200 million fine to settle federal allegations that it did not do enough to protect Jewish students from anti-Semitism. Columbia has not commented on the suit, but has previously denied being discriminatory and condemned hate. In New York, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
From that Columbia to the country in South America, ravaged by an earthquake, blamed for at least 181 deaths. Some reports have it at well over 200.
A moment of joy amid Colombia's tragedy.
This, the moment a baby is pulled to safety through a crack in a concrete wall. The first 72 hours are crucial when it comes to finding survivors. President Abelardo de la Espriella says almost 200 people are still missing, but civilian-run databases put that number nearer 4,000. Response to the devastation has been made harder by poverty and civil warfare. Aid is coming in from overseas. The United States has offered more than $15 million worth. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
On Wall Street, big gains are brewing after that team inflation report. Dow futures up more than 100 points, almost 300 for the NASDAQ. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. As students return to classrooms, Champaign schools team it up with the police department. That is to keep kids safe on the way to and from schools. Champaign police reminding drivers, be sure you slow down in those school zones, obey all traffic signals, and use crosswalks when available. Be safe. Watch out for the kiddos. Champaign police issued a reminder to drivers about school zone safety as students returning to class. They emphasize slowing down in the marked zones, stopping for school buses, watching for pedestrians during morning and afternoon travel times. The department says enforcement will increase near elementary and middle schools. Champaign Public Works issued several lane closure notices affecting traffic this week. Crews performing maintenance and utility work in multiple neighborhoods, which may cause delays during peak travel hours. Drivers encouraged to follow posted detours, allow extra time for travel. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, we got about 0.7-ish, but some places, Soya, you told me had 6 or 8 inches. Yep. Oh my gosh.
Came down fast.
Whoa. That's in Indiana, especially, well, we're really northern through Indy to about the Indianapolis, north side of Indianapolis, maybe Kokomo, Muncie, Noblesville, and then east from there, and then from Fort Wayne down to the Ohio. I would be surprised there's 6+ inches there. We did get one more rainfall total out of Lakeland Woods. They had 1 inch, half an inch noted at Willard and Savoy. So yeah, we had to deal with the severe stuff. That's usually, you get the bark and the bite with the more beneficial thing with the rainfall, and that was basically half to 1 inch across the area. So
well, it's possible that we have this kind of bubbling up today. Weather this morning brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
Reminding you, they've still got some great programs. The pool is open. Don't think your summer's over. And if you want to get the kids involved on Saturday, August 15th, 9:30 to 11:30, it's Fresh Crew Volunteer Day. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
All right, meteorologist Greg Solier, we're listening, sir. We are all ears, my friend.
Yeah, already off to the races here with severe thunderstorm watches up and in effect till 1 o'clock. They run from about Logan County to Vermilion County, then back up towards and around, let's say, Benton County, and points north and west as far north as DeKalb County. And we're going to do it all over again. These things are kind of bowed out, signature of high wind and some hail. And we're getting plenty of reports of that into eastern and southeastern Iowa, right around the Quad Cities, for example, with some tree damage there reported and a pretty sizable branches coming on down there. 60-mile-an-hour winds, and some of those winds extend down to the Mount Pleasant, Iowa area at 61-mile-per-hour wind gust noted. I've beginning to see some of these social media pictures coming in from cornfields across central and east central Illinois, parts of northern Illinois, Indiana, Ohio. And so, things may look rosy in the markets, but I think we're kind of flattening out and flooding out some of these key Midwestern corn and bean fields, and probably with pod setting going in beans as well. That's kind of an irreparable setup here with too much of this rain and standing water in the fields. But heads up, we'll get probably the northern extent of this race on by. The southern extent in here right around the ETA time, appearing to be about noontime right here in, let's say, Philo, for example. And that'll be the first of probably 2 outbreaks. There's something already on the heels of this first one redeveloping into western Iowa. Going to follow in right behind it, and severe thunderstorm watches through western Iowa, eastern Nebraska. No reason why this is not going to follow in late afternoon and early on to mid-evening tonight. So a couple of rounds with showers and thunderstorms, heavy and severe. Muggy feel at 77 at Willard and Savoy, in between partly sunny skies, and afternoon temperatures to around 86, down tonight to 69. A little lesser rain chance tomorrow morning, then more of an organized kind of rain pattern that comes through the area tomorrow, late in the day, tomorrow night, winds down on Friday morning. That could have an inch plus to it as well, with a low near 70 tomorrow night, back up to 84 on Friday. We'll dance around a couple of thunderstorms for the weekend. Temperatures getting close to 90 Saturday and Sunday. Humidity even higher, then finally cooler, drier air. And we'll try to settle down the weather pattern here for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week with some sunshine and daytime temperatures into the lower 80s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Thank you so much, sir. Great to have Greg Solier, excellent meteorologist. Boy, he has some
And thanks
stuff.
to all the communities that have been pitching in and helping with the cleanup, especially in my hometown of Tolono. Lots of trees down, some fence damage, and things like that. So, all good.
All right, I'm happy to welcome to our show Gigi Yore. She's the designer at Carter's Furniture at the heart of your home. And Carter's has been family-owned since 1954, Gigi. Now, you haven't been there that long.
I haven't been there that
Get a little close to that microphone. All right, Gigi, why? Why Carter's, and why have you been there 20 years?
It is a wonderful place to work. It's full of family. It's a family-run business, and it feels like family.
Al Carter, the owner.
Al Carter.
And Rich is
Rich Wright is our general manager.
And what's it like? I'm going to put you on the spot. What's it like to work for Rich Wright?
He is wonderful. I have to say, he does a phenomenal job of running our store. He keeps track of things. He has a freakishly ability
to
remember all kinds of numbers.
Yeah, I bet.
And he'll tell us the SKU number and the store ID number of something, and we're just like, what color is it?
This is high service. I mean, you go in, this is like the old-fashioned days, and people have a perception maybe of Carter's Furniture, say, oh, I can't afford it. They can afford some of this for sure.
We have everything from pretty budget-friendly things up to super high-end. And people get the misconception that we are expensive, but you also get a good value. We have really nice quality things that are going to last you. You know, you can go buy a $299 sofa somewhere, but next year you're going to buy another one.
Right, exactly. Not going to last.
Yeah.
If somebody jumps on the first time, something breaks.
Right,
So,
exactly. And so we'll work with people. We'll help them find what they need.
But you have an eye. This is the difference, I think, with Carter's, is that you've done this for a while to where you know what couch will fit in what room.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you'll be able to place the fabric and everything else. That's just a God-given talent, isn't it? I don't have that, Gigi.
Well,
I don't have that.
You know, it's something that you also can develop. You know, I didn't necessarily start out that way, but after 20 years...
But you love it being in
I do love it.
Yeah, see,
I do. And everybody that works there really loves what they do. And I think it shows when we're helping people. It comes across that we really care and we want to find the right things for people and help them make their homes lovely.
But if you have 500 choices for fabric, a guy just goes, honey, what do you think? Because I want, what do you think?
Thing for you to probably say.
But how do you know?
Well, you just know because there's.
How do you know? I don't know.
Okay, so you see this giant wall of fabrics,
yeah,
and
that's
there's
what you
all
have
these
there.
things. But they're also separated by colorways. So if you know you don't want to do gray or brown, that eliminates a lot of the colors.
So there's a lot of tones in all these.
Yeah, lots of tones.
Okay, all right.
And, you know, do you like florals? Do you like geometrics? Do you want something smooth? Do you want something velvety? Do you want something tweedy and textury? So
you just can narrow it down, and then you get to a corner where it's not so overwhelming because you just kind of figure the basics.
Right, and you just throw things.
What don't you have at Carter's? I mean, you have all the recliners, all the sectionals, all the couches, all the beds, all the everything, right? I mean, it's all there. So you have furniture, you have the end tables, all those things.
Yeah, we have anything from the big pieces like your upholstery pieces. We have
leather.
And we have leather. We have end tables, coffee tables, all the occasional pieces. We do a full line of bedrooms. We have a company that does custom bedrooms, so you could build your bedroom, choose your wood species, choose your stain. Yeah,
wood species. That's so fancy.
Well, it is. We are kind of fancy.
Exactly.
All right, but the big thing is we can lean on Gigi. We can lean on you and some of these other fine people you have at Carter's Furniture that can help me and guide me and say
and build you what you want.
Yeah, right. And generally, when you give that kind of service, people kind of tend to want to come back because you're now their person.
That is exactly true. And that's nice that people will feel confident in coming back to our store and coming back to a designer that has helped them in the past, and they trust you.
Yeah. No, that's a big.
Hopefully.
It's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
It is.
To know, it's one thing I can sell this to you. It's another thing to know if that's what you ought to get.
Right. And we do stand behind what we sell.
In what way?
Well, if there's a problem with something, we'll take care of it.
Nice.
Within reason.
Right.
But,
and deliveries and all.
Free delivery and
free
setup.
delivery.
And,
free delivery.
And
free
yeah,
delivery?
Free delivery.
What's the circle on the map? I mean, you can't go to Chicago.
Well, we have gone to Chicago.
Really?
So it kind of depends on what it is. We're not going to go to Chicago for an end table without a charge.
No, sure, but within reason.
Within
you
reason,
bring
we
it.
go to Decatur, Springfield.
Wow.
We go to Danville.
Is it the biggest store? I mean, it's
one of the bigger ones.
It's a lot of square footage in there. I mean, Rich showed me the back, and I felt like I was almost at Schnucks.
Yeah. People are very surprised when they walk into our store how big the store actually is.
That's awesome. Lots of choices.
Well,
and it's kind of fun.
It's I didn't know you knew Rod and Shelley Swihart. Those are good friends of mine.
Yeah.
So you're down in Philo from time to time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's the center of the universe, says it on the water.
I know.
Just want to make sure.
I know.
You knew that. Anyway, Gigi, I'm so happy you were able to get down here today and enlighten us a little about Carter's Furniture. At the heart of your home, family owned since 1954. Dwight Eisenhower was president.
Well, I wasn't born yet.
Right.
Sorry.
Anyway,
I'm old, but I'm not that old.
Listen, it's a lot of years to be in business and do that kind of work.
It's because they've done it right.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess the word is experience Carter's Furniture sometime and go in and say, hey, it's Gigi here.
That would be great.
The letter G, Gigi.
Yeah.
And always looking to recruit new people, too.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
If you're looking
it's a good job.
It's a great job.
You can sit down on a comfortable recliner and, you're working.
Yeah.
That's right. And make sure I know about this cushion.
Quality control.
Yeah,
market research.
Rich would hire me and it'd be, would you please wake him up?
Hey, I'm on my Buterist mattress. I need to be a sleep consultant.
I could wear fancy clothes. The problem is I'd find that recliner in the back.
Right.
What's he on? Get him off that thing. Anyway, Gigi, thanks for coming in. It's great to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
People would look for Gigi and some of the other wonderful people at Carter's Furniture. Really, really, really impressive. Having gone through most of the corners of that building, I had no idea. So
most people don't. So it's definitely worth coming in to see what we have and let us help you find the perfect thing for your home. And
the designer aspect is what I really like.
Right.
You'll know I just ask you. Gigi, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
410 North Vine in Urbana, cartersfurniture.com.
The hottest accessory at Busch Stadium this season? Yours. On Saturday, August 29th, when the Cardinals take on the Pirates, fans will score a stylish stadium-approved Cardinals purse, courtesy of Edward Jones. From the ballpark to brunch, concerts, and nights out, this is the bag you'll be reaching for all season long. And there's only one place to get it, at Busch Stadium on August 29th. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance.
Getting new siding and windows is a part of good home maintenance, and it's also a way to improve your home's value and curb appeal. Kramer offers preservation siding and windows in lots of styles and colors. Shutters and trim will complete the look, and our online design tool will help you try before you buy. So start today and save 25%.
Call 217-355-2720, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Hey, if you're heading out and around, you can always go to Busey's Digital Bank, check in on all 20 of your accounts. They can do up to 20 online if you want to check that out. Designed with you in mind, Busey's Digital Banking gives you more control and flexibility than ever before. With an intuitive dashboard, streamlined navigation, and built-in support, you'll enjoy a digital banking experience that's simple, secure, and reliable. They got the at-a-glance views of your available and current balances, and again, up to 20 accounts. Who could keep track of 20 accounts? Payment management through bill pay, card management, transaction alert settings, quick links to important functions like card controls, check ordering, documentation, the ability to view your credit score, which is very helpful, and of course, categorize spending so you kind of know where your money's going. Maintain control of your finances, keep your accounts safe with Busey, even while on the road. Just go to Busey.com, call them at 800-67-BUSEY, or stop by one of their many convenient locations. Busey since 1868.
A year after the U of I.
Yep. Member FDIC. Here's Greg.
Well, we get everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana vicinity. Hopefully one and all made it through A-OK in your general proximity in or out and away from Champaign and Champaign County. Late day activity here with reports of funnel cloud activity, and certainly much sooner and stronger than that in areas to the north yesterday. Winds up to 97 miles per hour in areas of north and northeastern Illinois from those storms, of which are ongoing through eastern Indiana, and already a severe thunderstorm watch up and hoisted. Champaign, Vermilion counties, Pine counties, and points on northward up to about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Probably going to get realigned as well as the day wears on. That stuff coming at us out of eastern Iowa. Partly sunny, warm, humid, showers and thunderstorms scattered later this morning, more so this afternoon. Locally heavy and severe weather expected this afternoon and evening time, up to 86 today, down to about 70 tonight. More shower and thunderstorm activity back in after midnight tonight. Tomorrow, humid, showers and thunderstorms in the morning, more so for the afternoon, up to 83. They'll be with us here in scattered coverage for the day on Friday. Highs up to around 84. For Stevie Day Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Consumer inflation cooled slightly last month, meeting expectations. The overall CPI rose 0.1% in July, in line with forecasts, and the 12-month headline inflation rate eased to 3.4% from 3.5% as expected. Gas prices fell, though costs remain elevated. We'll get the producer price index coming up tomorrow. Futures are higher, but they've scaled back after the release of the CPI. Thanks to the Chili's brand, parent company Brinker International reporting higher profit and revenue in its fiscal fourth quarter. Shares are up 2.5% in pre-market trading. And Goldman Sachs is reportedly acquiring ETF provider Neos. It's a $2.3 billion deal. Again, consumer inflation cooled last month. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Frank Lanza, invested in you.
You're probably listening to this in your car, so let me ask you, would you drive without insurance? Of course not. So why is your retirement portfolio unprotected? Gold is portfolio insurance. It helps de-risk your savings when markets get unpredictable. Noble Gold Investments has helped thousands of Americans do exactly that, with no high-pressure sales and thousands of 5-star reviews. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. Investing in precious metals involves risk. Consult with your tax or financial professional before making any investment decisions.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
What is most important to you in your life? This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Provident Financial Group is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Service Advisors, Inc.
Everyone knows when you turn the key and the car won't run? Call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. But did you also know that if you don't have a key and you need it to run, call 367-9481. PDR now performs key cutting with programming. PDR also performs module cloning. Cloning makes that module plug and play, in many cases allowing you to utilize a used module where a new module is no longer available or very expensive. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Life is short, so why not put dessert first? At Dessert First, every day starts sweet with a delicious morning menu featuring fresh muffins, gooey cinnamon rolls, and homemade pastries. And in the afternoon, it only gets better with cookies, brownies, and rotating treats that change weekly. Got a special occasion coming up? Dessert First has you covered with custom orders including cupcakes, pies, cakes, and cookies made just the way you want them. Treat yourself today because you deserve it. Find Dessert First on Facebook for store hours and more details.
823, we do have a Stever, the program where I give money to a business and you spend it. It's at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Nowhere in the world will you get $500 off an appliance. That's what we got going on. Text in DVD if you're interested. $500 off, a minimum spend of $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so 217-359-2255. Text in DVD if you are interested. All right, here we go. It's 824. Sarah, Smith from the Philo Exchange Bank has jumped across the street. It's like kitty corner, man. We're, 100 feet? Am I closer to a ribeye steak sandwich at the Philo Tavern or seeing you at the Philo Exchange Bank? It's pretty close.
It's about 50-50, but you don't see me in Philo as much anymore.
Well, what's going on? You guys are opening a Tolono location with the grand opening coming up Friday?
Right. So we actually opened the branch in June 22nd. We've kind of been doing a soft opening. And this Friday, we're doing a huge grand opening, letting the whole community come see us, let us know that we're here, getting to know us.
But you say this must be a typo. Ice cream and prizes?
Yes.
Is that real?
Yes, we are appealing to people's sweet tooths and getting them in. So Holding a Cone is a ice cream trailer based out of Tolono. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be pulling up in our lot and giving out free ice cream.
And very nearby neighbors in absolute style.
Yes.
And I'm so happy you're tapping into so many Tolono businesses too, Sarah Smith. Like, for instance, Rocket Fluff and Fold in the old Subway shop has contributed, and you've got all these gift cards.
Yes, we actually have 3 local raffle baskets that we are giving away, and these raffle baskets feature all of the Tolono businesses.
Wow,
so
that's so cool.
Come and put you can actually register for each one. We'll let you put a entry in each one. And Rocket Fluff and Fold, we've got Madeline Wilson Photography, events at 108.
Best Life Massage
Best
Therapy.
Life Massage.
That's
I would like
the one
a massage.
Yes, please.
Crossing Corner Boutique with some Unity gear.
Absolutely.
All of the bars, food establishments, everyone is featured.
I don't work for you. I could register myself.
Yes, you can.
1 to 5
Yes,
on
you
Friday
can.
because I'd like to win a lot. And if I go get an ice cream cone and put fake nose and glasses, will they notice? Or
No, you'll be fine.
get the second
Exactly.
one? Anyway, it sounds
and the
great.
kids scavenger hunt too.
Yes,
We can take a tour to see how the old veterinarian building looks
Yes.
and how you flipped it to a bank.
Yes.
Right on
so-
45, isn't it?
Right. So it's the old Village Pet Doctor building. We tell people that. They usually know where we're located. And although we don't take care of dogs anymore, we do have dog treats if dogs like to come and stop by.
There you go. And I tell you what, this is one of 5 locations for Philo Exchange Bank?
Yes. So
Wow.
we're also in St. Joe, Allerton, Broadlands.
Dang.
Yes.
And here in Philo.
In
and
Philo,
Tolono.
we have 2 locations in Philo.
I don't know. Can you possibly match the service I get here locally? Philo. Can you put the same kind of people in Tolono?
Oh, yes, because we pulled people that already worked in Philo, but that are Tolono residents. And so all 3 of us that work in Tolono are from Tolono, but started
Jessica,
off here in Philo. Yes.
Rich is terrific.
Yes, Jessica and Rich, both very well-known Tolono names. But
You got in Philo Melissa, who's like, wow.
yeah,
She's kind of a star.
and Kevin Rogers. You know,
Kevin's, does anybody know about Kevin Rogers? They know the star he was at Shiloh High School?
I don't think so.
He's amazing. They had an amazing basketball team. I think he dunked two-handed. Maybe I'm exaggerating on that one. But anyway, he was a great basketball.
Okay.
He was
and
the point guard.
He's the one who's tagging the commercials, right?
Yes, you'll hear him in the tagline saying
Yeah,
"Hometown Community Bank."
He's
Remember FDIC.
what we call good people.
Yeah.
Kevin is amazing.
Absolutely.
All right, so here we go. Philo Exchange Bank opening Friday, grand opening 1 to 5. It's right on Route 45. Which part of the town?
411 Long Street.
I have no idea where the vet was because I'm not from Tolono.
Right. So it's near Casey's.
Oh, okay.
Right there on 45.
That's all I gotta
right
say.
before you turn to Monocles.
Yes, between Casey's and Monaco.
So it's on the right-hand side.
Yep.
Nice signage.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
In fact, a great big sign with electronics, just like the one here, the marquee and all that. I love
think
it.
the danger of banks is that it gets so big you feel like a number.
Right.
And you guys haven't had that issue.
No, we want when people walk in it to be like a warm hug.
It
We're going to
is.
greet you
Kinda
by your
is.
name. We're going to
It
ask you how
is.
your weekend is. We're going to ask how your
And you
family
know
is.
about them.
Yes.
That's right.
You know them by name.
So
All right.
tell me the hours for Tolono's location for Philo Exchange Bank.
Okay, so Tolono is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then Saturdays, 9 to 12.
Mhm.
So if you come this Saturday, you'll see me. I get to work this Saturday.
Very good.
Excited
Thank you
about
for that.
I can just tell. It's awesome. They need you, Sarah. They need you everywhere.
And Philo mobile app, all the amenities that you get with personal
same
banking.
thing that all
Yep.
other banks have.
Mhm.
Yep, we've got that too.
Got facial recognition on my app with you. So
And philobank.com if you need more details.
Yes.
Sarah Smith, keep up your great work. Congratulations on the grand opening for your Tolono location. Friday, 1 to 5, ice cream prizes, scavenger hunt for kids, building tours, get the whole deal. Friday, 1 to 5 in Tolono off Route 45 near the Casey's and not far from Monocle's. Thank you for coming in.
No problem.
Nice
We'll
to
see
see
everybody
you.
there.
Way to go. Keep it going. Philo Exchange Bank opening in Tolono. Again, that'll be fun. I might have to run by that.
Exactly.
It'll really be fun.
I know I am.
Okay, there you go. All right, ESPN 93.5, a whole bunch more coming in our next half an hour. Stand by. Again, the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Who gives out two $500 bills in a morning show? We do. 217-359-2255. Just text in Dick Van Dyke to have a chance to spend $500 off a $1,000 purchase. Good luck.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Luxury leather seating from FlexSteel is now at Carter's. Built to last, FlexSteel sectionals are multifunctional. Charging ports, storage console, power controls for ultimate comfort and free delivery. See the new leather furniture at Carter's Furniture, Urbana. It's the August clearance sale now at Carter's Furniture. Hundreds of clearance items ready to take home. Sofas start at $998. Sectionals start at $1998. Free delivery and free 24-month financing. Shop the August clearance sale today at Carter's Furniture, Urbana.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. A split verdict for the far left. Progressive Peggy Flanagan scoring a big win in the Minnesota Democratic Senate primary, while DSA candidate Francesca Hung fell short in Wisconsin.
Establishment Democrats are likely breathing a sigh of relief this morning. This was the outcome they had hoped for, but perhaps not what many of them had expected. David Crowley beat Francesca Hung by less than a percentage point, not the margin that polls had indicated.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Consumer inflation cooled slightly in July, meeting expectations, the CPI report. For July, likely to ease rate hike worries.
Everything in line with estimates. So month over month, July CPI coming in up 0.1%, year over year, up 3.4%.
That's Fox Business Network Cheryl Cassoni. We'll get the producer price index tomorrow. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes, where we love tech, especially tech that takes it to another level. Sony has just raised the bar for next level video with true RGB. Red, green, and blue. That's all it stands for. But what makes it stand out is that each pixel contains all three colors, each controlled individually. It takes massive processing to do that, and Sony has the best processors. So you get the color range of QD OLED, the brightness of Mini LED, plus the contrast and viewing angle of OLED rolled into one stylish chassis. I saw a demo of just the backlighting of a Sony RGB versus the competition. Even with no panel, the Sony was watchable. The other guys were just blobs of light. With the panel, the Sony picture was sharper and more nuanced. So real you could step right into the screen. If you want sports and movies to look real, come to Good Vibes and see the Sony True RGBs. The Bravia 7s are surprisingly affordable, and the Bravia 9s have the best ever anti-glare solution. Sony True RGB is the new sheriff in TV town.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois strengthening legal protections and support systems for children. Governor signed a law. 3 bills now aim to improve child abuse investigations, better prepare youth transitioning out of foster care, and add grooming to the definition of sexual misconduct. Crime Stoppers asking for help after electronics damaged in a building near the University of Illinois campus. Police say the incident involved property damage to equipment inside a university-affiliated facility. No suspect description has been released. University of Illinois police report 3 recent e-scooter thefts on campus. They say the scooters taken from different locations, often when left unlocked or unattended. UIPD urging students to use sturdy locks, park scooters in well-lit areas, and register their devices. The department says patrols will increase in high traffic zones as the semester begins. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. We check your weather. Brought to you by Carl.
And Carl Health Mobile Clinic is helping area children start the year off right as they have their back-to-school physicals and immunizations during a 2-day event. And that will be August 29th and Thursday, August 30th. Learn more at carl.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. For Central Illinois, Champaign and Van vicinity already. Severe thunderstorm watch up and hoisted Piatt County here through Champaign and Vermilion counties and points on northward. Storms coming at us via eastern and southeastern Iowa already. Partly sunny, scattered showers and thunderstorms as the morning wears on, more so into the afternoon. Again, heavy and severe weather expected. Highs up around 86 at a south-southwesterly wind, gusty around the storms. Warm, humid night, scattered showers, thunderstorms this evening. Back in after midnight. Maybe again some heavy weather this evening with a low down to 69 to 70. Humid tomorrow with showers, thunderstorms in the morning. More so by afternoon. The high around 83. Scattered activity for tomorrow night. Low near 70. And a humid day Friday. Again, maybe a shower, thunderstorm in spots. Highs up to around 84. 88 on Saturday. Heading towards highs of around 90 on Sunday. Again, scattered showers and thunderstorms at times. Cooler, drier settling in for the first half of next week. Lowering humidity. High temperatures into the lower 80s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. We'll keep you posted right here for CVJ Broadcasting. I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Looking for a warm, welcoming place to relax in Tuscola? Stop by Hometown Grounds, where great coffee and great company come together. They're proudly serving Mad Goat coffee, so you can enjoy a rich, delicious cup while catching up with friends. And if you've got kids, no problem. There's a special play area where they can have fun and you sit back and relax. Hometown Grounds is a gathering place for the whole community and perfect for meetings. Come see what everyone's talking about in Tuscola. Visit hometowngroundscoffee.com and plan your visit today.
When you're stuck on the road, you need help you can trust. Fast. That's where T-Pro Towing and Roadside Repair comes in. From light duty to heavy duty towing, they've got you covered 24 hours a day. With their state-of-the-art facilities, 3Cs, a division of T-Pro Towing, can repair semis to passenger cars at their Camargo facility. Service across central Illinois, including Urbana, Tuscola, and Camargo. Save their number now, 217-253-3450. That's T-Pro Towing and 3Cs. Ready when you need them, anytime, anywhere.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance.
Your roof is your home's best protection for the elements outside. And that's why Owens Corning Roofing is designed and tested for superior performance. Kramer is a platinum preferred contractor hand-selected by Owens Corning. So start today and get 10% off the best roofing from the best roofing professionals.
Call 217-355-2720, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
8:37, Sean Payton, of course from Chicago, went to Eastern Illinois to play football, was actually a quarterback during the strike when Mike Ditka was head coach of the Chicago Bears. Sean Payton was the Super Bowl winning quarterback. New Orleans, a wonderful run down there. Now the Denver Bronco head coach, and really has brought Denver to high level. Made the playoffs last year and certainly going to be contending for Super Bowl one of these days. Anyway, here's an interview. I don't know who she is, but she asked about Pat Bryant, former Illini, the great wide receiver Pat Bryant, who just got married in Miami like a month ago.
Okay.
Here's what Sean has to say about Pat Bryant.
I want whatever Pat Bryant's having to drink, whatever he's hydrating with. How the hell are you going to keep this kid off the field?
We're not.
What?
Yeah, we're going to play
the
him.
jump. Explain the jump.
Well, he's real confident. We saw it last year
Did
early
we?
on. Well,
I don't know if I did. I'll admit it. I don't know if I did.
It's hard when you're in LA to see it all. but we saw it like here day to day. And he's got really strong hands in traffic. He's got that gift where, and anyone who runs well after the catch, their feet stay on the turf, and his feet stay on the ground. He's got really, really good hands. So you're seeing someone in year two with that confidence. He's extremely smart, so he knows all the positions.
But then Bo's throwing it where only he can get it. Like,
yeah.
what does that show?
There's a lot of confidence in his catch radius. He's big.
Yeah.
Illinois.
There we go. There.
Illinois. Thank you. The shout out, Sean Payton.
Yes.
Well aware of the University of Illinois. Wasn't he? In fact, Sean Payton, somebody can fact check this. Wasn't he on the staff of Mike White? I think that rings a bell about 82.
Okay.
I think Sean was here for a year. So, yeah, he's had a wonderful coaching career. Hard to be a coach in the NFL and last and also win a Super Bowl. And took New Orleans, who they used to put bags on their faces because they were so bad. And Sean Payton comes in and then gets this kid who just had a major shoulder surgery. There's no way this kid can play. He's from Purdue, but he can't. Sean Payton went out and got Drew Brees.
And I tell you what, good memory, 1996, quarterbacks coach for the U of I.
96. I had it earlier than that.
Okay.
Because you know what? He played football till 1990.
And he wasn't the one at EIU, was he?
Yeah, he played it.
Okay.
He was the starting quarterback for Eastern.
Uh-huh.
And
transitioned to the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles, it said.
And Greg McMahon from Rantoul, Illinois, who played at Eastern Illinois himself and was a special teams coach for the New Orleans Saints when they won a Super Bowl. He was the key guy to get Sean recruited to Charleston. Greg McMahon got Sean to go to Charleston, change his whole life. But Greg McMahon came and saw me at the Atkins Group years ago and showed me his Super Bowl ring with I don't know how many diamonds. Drew Brees designed the whole thing.
Nice.
But I needed 2 hands to hold it. It was so heavy. How could you possibly wear that on a finger?
Sean Payton, 62, and grew up in Naperville, Illinois, and went to EIU between 83 and 86.
Greg McMahon was a coach here at Illinois for 10 years. A good friend. I got to get him on the program.
That'd be great.
He's something else, that guy. Because when Johnny and I got to be the honorary coach for Ron Turner in the spring of 1998, Johnny and I were selected. I was selected and recruited Johnny as my co-coach. And technically, it was the first win in the Ron Turner era because they were 0-11 the season before. 0-11. You remember Illinois was 0-11? We didn't win.
Wow.
The whole year.
Okay.
And then the spring ball, I won the flip and got the first team.
I'm just fascinated with this EIU and Sean Payton because we were there at the same time, and I was
80s.
He was a little older than me, but still, EIU had a pretty good record. He was a member of Sigma Chi. And,
Eastern at the time was kind of like Northern is today.
Yeah.
Really, really good in a smaller.
We had an 11-2 record.
Yeah.
So in 86.
When I was there in 1978, they won the national title. They were Eastern was national champions. My roommate was the wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And they beat Delaware in the title game on TV. They were on the TV.
That's right.
Pretty cool. Anyway, so Johnny and I won that first game, but Greg McMahon was a 10-year at least coach with, I don't know, Lou Tepper and Ron Turner. He was there for a while. But he's a fabulous guy, if anybody remembers the McMahons of Rantoul. All right, 8:42. I want to play this little clip from Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
Richard Nixon got busted on the cover-up for Watergate, which today feels like, it's like jaywalking now.
I know.
Based on all the things the Clintons went through.
Right.
All the things that have happened. Scandal.
Yeah.
Impeachment.
Our 37th president who passed away in 94.
Yeah. Richard Milhouse Nixon, vice president for 8 years with Dwight Eisenhower, kind of got cheated out of Chicago for the 1960 election when John Kennedy was elected. They kind of stole Chicago, which swung the election. Had Nixon won Illinois, he'd have been president.
Okay.
And then he blamed the Kennedys for sabotaging him in the 1962 California gubernatorial race. He blamed the Kennedys. It was a paranoia that was kind of worthy of being paranoid.
Okay.
Because they were such a powerful family. In the 1948, ironically, 1948, a young congressman named John Kennedy and a young congressman named Richard Nixon were sharing space in a train back from Philadelphia to Washington. They flipped the coin for top bunk. That's how close they were back then.
Wow.
So here's Richard Nixon with some wisdom, the 37th president, which I think this is so good.
The unhappiest people of the world are those in the watering places, the international watering places like the south coast of France and Newport and Palm Springs and Palm Beach, going to parties every night, playing golf every afternoon, then bridge, drinking too much, talking too much, thinking too little, retired, no purpose. And so, while I know there are those who totally would disagree with this and say, gee, boy, if I could just be a millionaire, That would be the most wonderful thing. If I could just not have to work every day, if I could just be out fishing or hunting or playing golf or traveling, that'd be the most wonderful life in the world. They don't know life, because what makes life mean something is purpose, a goal, the battle, the struggle, even if you don't win it.
Yeah, isn't that all true? I guess I use the word, what is your why? And that's the same as purpose. And if you're saying, well, how do I know? Well, you got to dig deep. And you got to find what you love. And hopefully it's a good thing that, you can love bad things. But you love good things and you have kind of a reason that you're around. And sometimes you wonder, what is my purpose? Well, that's where you have to get on your knees and talk to God. Because in there it's somewhere and you'll feel it when you do it. It's just sometimes you wander a little, and that's okay too. But eventually when you land on it, you know why you're doing what you're doing, and becomes clearer and thus more fulfilling. Otherwise, a whole lot of people are spinning on a hamster wheel every day doing destructive things that aren't any good. And I know everybody has gone through their backgrounds of sometimes very bad things, some worse than others. And I think God put people on this earth like the homeless to remind us how blessed we are and how doing something to help people is a good thing.
Right.
But Jesus said that there'll always be the poor among you. It just doesn't change, but maybe it helps you realize that you got it going on and you're doing well, and be happy.
You got to kind of slow down and try to listen to what God is saying to you, though, to discover that purpose.
You just
and
have to
that
slow
can
down.
Be so hard.
I think you need to do that every week at least, where you just have a little moment where you're actually doing nothing.
Right.
But it's hard for people to do nothing. It's okay to do some nothing. It's okay to
put the phone down and just
put the phone down.
Listen to God's word.
Okay, quick check of a couple of things like sports and weather before we leave you. 846-217-359-2255, the Fisher National Bank text line.
Looking for your new favorite hangout? Head to Route 45 Wayside in Pasodum. They're open 7 days a week with daily food specials that keep things fresh and affordable. And Sundays? It's Sunday Fun Day from 1 to 4 with live entertainment that brings the party to life. Don't miss their massive 8,000 square foot patio, perfect for kicking back with friends. Feeling competitive? Jump into their sand volleyball leagues this spring and summer. Co-ed teams, great vibes, and even better memories. Route 45 Wayside in Pasodum. Great food, live music, and fun all week long.
Hey golf cart shoppers, tired of the same old golf cart shopping experience? Come over to Midwest Carts in Tuscola, Illinois, where customers rave about unbeatable pricing, massive selection, and full service done right. As the largest Denago golf cart dealer in Illinois, they've got premium new models plus 20 to 30 quality used carts ready to roll at any time. And the best part? Free delivery on new carts anywhere in Illinois or Indiana. Midwest Carts, Tuscola, Illinois. Find them at mwcarts.com.
Hi, this is Sarah Smith from Philo Exchange Bank. Join us for our grand opening event of our Tolono branch located at 411 North Long Street in Tolono on Friday, August 14th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Our ribbon cutting ceremony kicks off the event at 1 p.m., followed by complimentary ice cream from Holden & Cone, raffle prizes from local businesses, giveaways, a kids scavenger hunt, and more. Come see us in Tolono on Friday, August 14th starting at 1 p.m. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, couldn't use a ice cream cone.
Yep, holding a cone and that little cart right there. It's right there in Tolono with absolute style. Good stuff happening Friday after 1.
8:48, here's sports.
Cardinals win. It's 2-0 over the Phillies. Let's get more details.
Last night at Busch Stadium, Ricky Horton asked for something to put the Cardinals in front.
Love to see one of those Mason Wynn hits to right field against this hard-throwing right-hander. The pitch is lined into right field. It's a base hit. That's going to score Walker from third, and the Cardinals take the lead 1-0 as Mason Wynn comes through in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And after that, Everson Pereira hit a home run in the 8th inning, and with some great pitching by Ryan Stanek, the Cardinals got out of trouble in the 8th, went on to win 2-0.
Riley O'Brien picked up the save. So many heroes on the Cardinals side, but Pereira really the hero, the homer, and a really nice play in center field to rob a homer.
Riley O'Brien, 30 saves.
He's done a great job at the back end of the bullpen, but really Ryan Stanek was the hero from the bullpen's point of view yesterday.
2-0 Cardinals last night, and it's going to be Zach Wheeler against Kyle Leahy. We're on the air today at 12:20 from Busch Stadium.
All right, there you go. Day game.
Cubs win 8-6 over Washington. We've got a few highlights.
Michaelis rocks back and deals. Suzuki swings, and it's a high fly ball, deep right center field. Back Young at the wall. You called it, Coom. It's gone. Seiya Suzuki leaves the yard, his 20th home run of the year. The payoff pitch. Crow Armstrong drills one deep in the air to right. This is long gone. It bangs off the facade of the upper deck. Wow. The pitch. He swings, hits one in the air, deep left, racing back Pinckney. He looks up, it's gone! Line drive, home run to left for Alex Bregman. Sets bell tie. Ortiz goes, the pitch. A ground ball hit on the right side, fielded by Horner. The flip to first, there it is. Cubs win again. They take the opener of this 3-game set in Washington, beating the Nationals 8-6.
Key phrase, Cubs win again. They've been playing great baseball since the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
As far as trending stories, of course, we'll have the Bears over on Q96. Kobe Bryant with that left knee surgery that happened recently, so he'll be out 4 to 6 months after he had hyperextended with a small fracture on that knee.
I presume he was named after the basketball player. But boy, is that confusing. Be like, Michael Jordan had a Michael? If you're named Michael and your last, that's
I know it.
Yeah,
I had to second guess myself every time I talk about it. But Bears safety, Kobe Bryant. Darrenville Area Community College with their new AD, Juwan Jouard. Congratulations to him. Was the men's basketball coach. Been 15 years in the Dak family and a Danville native.
All right, check your weather with Greg. Could bubble up again. Stand by.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise. But Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change your car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Toilet won't flush and the tub gurgles? That's usually the main sewer. Land's Drain Cleaning can clear the line and use a camera when needed to confirm what caused it. Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to thenateevansgroup.com.
All right, check your weather. Our meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Watts Copy Systems. Need a free evaluation for your copier system? Maybe save some money? Call Watts Copy Systems, locally owned, 217-352-0428. Here's our meteorologist, Greg Solier.
Well, we get everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Hopefully one and all made it through A-OK in your general proximity in or out and away from Champaign and Champaign County. Late day activity here with reports of funnel cloud activity, and certainly much sooner and stronger than that in areas to the north yesterday. Winds up to 97 miles per hour in areas of north and northeastern Illinois from those storms, which are ongoing through eastern Indiana, and already a severe thunderstorm watch up and hoisted. Champaign, Vermilion counties, Pine counties, and points on northward up to about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Probably going to get realigned as well as the day wears on. That stuff coming at us out of eastern Iowa. Partly sunny, warm, humid, showers and thunderstorms scattered later this morning, more so this afternoon. Locally heavy and severe weather expected this afternoon and evening time. Up to 86 today, down to about 70 tonight. More shower and thunderstorm activity back in after midnight tonight. Tomorrow, humid, showers, thunderstorms in the morning, more so for the afternoon, up to 83. They'll be with us here in scattered coverage for the day on Friday. Highs up to around 84. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, we're about out of time here. The boys, I don't think we'll have a show because the Cardinals, I don't know, because it's, what's the first pitch? If it's in the 1 o'clock hour, it's 12:20. Theoretically, that would be 1:15. They've been starting games at that time in St. Louis.
The average with the new pitch clock, it's 2 hours and 22 minutes is the average length of an MLB game.
Yeah, way better, but they can still go 3. So anyway, be listening for the Cardinals. There you go. And the Cardinals are still in the I would say, potential. I wouldn't say it's a great opportunity. There's like 5 teams ahead of them, but they're all within like 4 games. So if the Cardinals were to rip off 8 in a row, yeah, totally. They're totally right there. But that's what it's going to take. You just can't go win today, lose tomorrow, win today. It's not going to do it. You're 82 and 82, 82 and 80, no. 85, yeah. So they could be within 3 or 4 wins of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to have to string some together because it's hard to pass 5 teams, 4 teams, whatever's ahead of them. But the Cubbies totally are in. It's just a question, can they catch the Brewers? And they got a lot of games coming up. Brewers, really, really good. But I think the Cubs are close to the second best record in baseball, both in the Central. So pretty fun when your teams you carry on radio are doing so well.
Yeah.
So we're right there. Cardinals are way better than anybody expected. Then we got the Bears on Q96, WQQB 96.1.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Joniak. People really like Jeff Joniak. Get a lot of positive feedback about him. So,
yeah, we usually have him on the air right before the season,
maybe we can do that as well.
Have to do a reach out.
But Bears football, I'll be here for you. In 20-some days to Fighting Illini kickoff Thursday, September 3rd. We're going to do a series of broadcast appeals again. Just set that up. Maybe more on that tomorrow.
The White Sox had Pope hats that were given out.
40,000 of them.
Exactly, to their sellout crowd.
Pope Papal hats. Pope hats. Thanks, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. Have a great Wednesday. Former Illini Terrence Shannon Jr. of the Minnesota Timberwolves about Ben Quattrone from Sarah Champagne. What kind of friend has he been?
Unbelievable. Ever since I came to this dealership, me and Ben had interactions. He's been a great person this whole time. It still is. I always would recommend him to anybody about a car or anything. He's always going to be there for you no matter what. He always be behind you. He's just a great person.
Visit sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Looking for something truly unique? Discover Sweet Petunia at the Tuscola Mall, where vintage charm meets modern style. With over 100 vendors and consigners across 16,000 square feet, you'll find antiques, collectibles, home decor, and one-of-a-kind furniture you won't see anywhere else. It's bright, clean, organized, and surprisingly affordable. From timeless treasures to seasonal finds, there's always something new waiting for you. Come explore Sweet Petunia in the Tuscola Mall. Your next favorite piece is already here.
When sewer or septic trouble hits, visit Berg Sewer and Septic. Family owned and proudly serving Central Illinois, Berg specializes in sewer repair, septic service, water line repairs, sump pumps, and drainage solutions. They don't upsell, they solve the problem right the first time. From backups to breakdowns, count on Central Illinois' most trusted septic service. Berg Sewer and Septic. Dependable, honest, local. Get a second opinion you can trust. Visit bergtanksinc.com.
Have you been to Pards in Urbana? Well, you need to go to Pards in Urbana. Here's what people are saying. Great customer service, friendly staff. They treat you like family. I love Pards. I was very impressed. Great service, very neat store. I was greeted and asked if they could help me. That's why you should go. Check them out. It's Pards in Urbana. They're between University and Maine. It's on Maple. Pards in Urbana, or visit pards.com. Pards.com. When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jesse Stevens with Lands Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions. One of the most common questions we hear is, why does this line keep backing up? Clearing the drain fixes the symptom, but there's often an underlying issue. At Lands, we clear the line, then run a camera to help confirm what's behind the problem. You decide what to do next with confidence. Call 355-5512 for Lands Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions. Why call anyone else?
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes, where we love tech, especially tech that takes it to another level. Sony has just raised the bar for next level video with true RGB. Red, green, and blue. That's all it stands for. But what makes it stand out is that each pixel contains all three colors, each controlled individually. It takes massive processing to do that, and Sony has the best processors. So you get the color range of QD OLED, the brightness of Mini LED, plus the contrast and viewing angle of OLED rolled into one stylish chassis. I saw a demo of just the backlighting of a Sony RGB versus the competition. Even with no panel, the Sony was watchable. The other guys were just blobs of light. With the panel, the Sony picture was sharper and more nuanced. So real you could step right into the screen. If you want sports and movies to look real, come to Good Vibes and see the Sony True RGBs. The Bravia 7s are surprisingly affordable, and the Bravia 9s have the best ever anti-glare solution. Sony True RGB is the new sheriff in TV Town.
This is Amanda with Cast Iron Pub. There's always something happening in downtown Tuscola. If you're looking for delicious pub burgers, hand-cut steaks, wings, sandwiches, and chef-inspired specials you won't find anywhere else. Pair with 10 rotating draft beers or seasonal cocktails. Then stick around for Wednesday trivia, music bingo, and the Summer Sunday live music series. Great food, cold drinks, and an atmosphere you'll love. Make Cast Iron Pub your next destination in downtown Tuscola. You can find us online at castironpub.biz and Facebook at Cast Iron Pub.
Fall may be coming, but high school kids can still play baseball. Join the Urbana Park District Fall Wood Bat Baseball League. The league plays games Sundays from August 30th to October 18th. People that live in Urbana and the surrounding community can sign up. It costs $150 per player to register. Please list the player's high school when registering. Keep your baseball skills sharp and play in the Fall Wood Bat Baseball League at Urbana Park District. Call 217-255-8601 for more information or to register, or register at urbanaparks.org.
This is WSJK Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.